So, back for the team builder for week 4 of the High Roller Draft League Season 4. This week I am going back against JoeUX9. I did face him in the previous season as well. I think this is the only repeat that I have in this season. I think I'm facing all new people throughout the Season 4, as far as I know, but it's going to be facing Joe once again. You can see his team there in the top right, and yeah, I'm feeling good about this one. This one seems pretty decent. I think my matchup, like team-wise, is very strong. I just need to play well, and I should be able to take the win pretty comfortably, theoretically. That's obviously not going to happen because I've said that now, and last time Joe very much caught me off guard with that Shell Smash Baton Pass Poltegeist, so if he pulls out something like that again, then fair play to him. But in the practice that I didn't lose a single practice game, and that is unheard of, so I'm feeling good about this one. We will see how it pans out, but I'm feeling good. So, Avalugg here. Electric Seed. They have a Tapu Koko, of course, so I could get the Electric Seed boost in that regard. I'm not bringing Tapu Bulu, so I can't bring the Grassy Seed, but I am most likely Dynamaxing either Rotom or Stakataka. And if I'm Dynamaxing Rotom, then Rotom, even if the Tapu Koko doesn't come to the match, can set the Max Lightning for the Avalugg. So the Electric Seed could be very nice here. If it gets up the Electric Seed, it takes on the Rhyperior easily, it takes on the Incineroar super easily. So if I can get that going, even if not, if I just get the Iron Defense up, then I should be fine. They've got a Vanillux as well, so if I can make use of their Hail to get the Aurora Veil going with the Avalugg as well, that could be very nice. I've got a very basic EV spread. This is pretty much going to be the standard Avalugg, unless they've got like no special attackers. I'm going to max out my special defense because I don't need really any defense investment for Avalugg to be able to do what it's supposed to do, and because it's way more efficient, because you can see compared to 225 and 98, it's just way more efficient to put in special defense. But yeah, this Avalugg is most likely coming to the match. I am unlikely to be bringing the Diggersby or the Grimmsnarl. Diggersby's probably coming if Electivire shows up alongside the Tapu Koko, but it's unlikely to be Diggersby and Grimmsnarl, but we'll go over them anyway. Diggersby's got the White Herb because of the Incineroar that could intimidate it. If I get intimidated, then I won't care about the White Herb and I'll respond back easily with a Max Quake KO. So I also do need to remember to change this because I did do a practice game with pickup, and then I almost lost that game, whereas I would have definitely won it if I'd have had huge power. So I'm glad I caught that in the team builder. That would have been horrible. I always forget that, but yeah, remember that now. So it's huge power. Giga Impact High Horsepower is the standards, of course. Don't really want EQ. I just want to go for the high horsepowers, and Thunder Punch is there to hit the Corviknight, so pretty standard Diggersby. Probably not going to be bringing it, but we will see if the Electivire shows up. Grimmsnarl here is going to be able to take on the Goodra pretty well with the Assault Vest. It can't do much damage with the Max Oozes or the Sludge Bombs, and if it's not that attack, then it's not doing very much damage to the Grimmsnarl anyway. So this Grimmsnarl should be able to take on the Goodra pretty well if that becomes an issue, because Rotom-Wash and Volcarona are most likely to come into the match. They can't deal with the Goodra in the slightest, so I still need to rely on the Stakataka and Avalugg, and that should still be enough against the Goodra if it comes, but Grimmsnarl would be a backup just in case. It's got the Assault Vest, so I can have room for Fake Out. I've got Fire Punch and Superpower as the coverage. Superpower to be able to hit the Incineroar and get some Max Knuckle boost if I do end up Dynamaxing the Grimmsnarl, which would be unlikely, but could happen. Fire Punch is there for the Corviknight, and for the potential to overwrite the Hail as well if... Again, I Dynamax the Grimmsnarl. Unlikely to happen, but we will see. And I've got a reasonable amount of speed investment because I want to try and creep the Incineroar as much as possible if we are leading both our Fake Out Pokemon. I will be able to see if I will be able to Fake Out first because I am running Frisk because the Assault West Prankster is pointless. But they will also be able to see that. So a little bit of a downside there. I was debating running Prankster anyway or Pickpocket, even though they're useless, just so that I don't give away that information. But Frisk is busted in draft anyway, so it's fine to reveal the speeds in that regard. Rotom-Wash is very likely to come and very likely to Dynamax. It's going to be able to take on the team very, very well. Apart from the Goodra, it does well into literally everything. So, to an extent, the Porygon 2 can stall it out with the Airy Impulses, but I can just match it with Nasty Plots. Ally Switch is there in case I want to just try and soak up a Max Quake or something from the Rhyperior that could be launched off into my Stakataka. So that could be quite nice and steal a game. But otherwise, I'm probably just going to be redirecting Nasty Plotting and sweeping with a Dynamax Rotom, so long as there is not a Goodra. So, if there is a Goodra, I'll just deal with it with the Pokemon in the back. Like the Stakataka, got the Life Orb on it, so it can do some huge damage with the Gyro Balls. Even if I don't Dynamax it, it'll be able to do some massive damage. Was debating on whether I was getting an attack boost from the Beast Boost if I was running Life Orb, because that is going to be very nice if you do go for that. But because I'm running Body Press as well, then I don't really feel a need for that. A Life Orb Body Press at +1 is still going to do a huge amount of damage, especially to the Incineroar. So yeah, the Life Orb allows Stakataka to be a sweeper in its own regard. I could just not Dynamax the Rotom on the initial lead, because I'm most likely leading Volcarona Rotom-Wash with Stakataka and Avalugg in the back. If I don't Dynamax the Rotom-Wash, then Stakataka is a very viable Dynamax candidate in its own right. If I get into Trick Room, I could even just lead Stakataka and Volcarona, go for Rage Powder Trick Room, and then sweep in the Trick Room. So even though they've got the very strong Trick Room mode of the Porygon and the Rhyperior, my Avalugg and Stakataka underspeeds them and can deal with it. So yeah, the Stakataka could be putting in a lot of work if it gets into the right position as well, and doesn't even need to Dynamax to be able to do that damage, because Gyro Ball, I think Gyro Ball has the chance to knock out the Tapu Koko in one shot because of the Life Orb, so that could be pretty nice. And Volcarona, pure support this week. Gone for the Pasho Berry so that it can take on the Araquanid and the Arctovish. It can survive a Arctovish Vicious Rend with the Life Orb. If I go for a Rage Powder, not if I don't go for a Rage Powder, if I go for Will-O-Wisp or something and it attacks first, then it will still KO me. But if I've gone for the Rage Powder to move first, then it will not KO me with a Life Orb boosted Vicious Rend. So you need pretty much max defense for that regards, and then just at that point I might as well just go max defense. So wouldn't need the speed really for too much, so that should be fine. And gone for Overheat so I can do some massive damage to the Corviknight, because it is one of the best ways through the Corviknight. Alongside the Rotom-Wash, I'm not expecting the Corviknight too much, but it is a nice way of being able to hit it as well. Got the standard Struggle Bug and Will-O-Wisp combination to be able to do the damage reduction, so that I can position the Rotom-Wash, the Stakataka, and the Avalugg most likely to be able to sweep. So yeah, that's going to be it for this team builder. I'm looking forward to this one. I think my matchup is pretty reasonable, so let's just look forward to me being swept by some secret tech that I haven't thought about.